Crash Nitro Kart. Now, I don't remember much playing this game as a kid. I remember playing tag team racing more as a little kid, but it doesn't mean I didn't play it. In this review, I will now be reviewing the battle mode in the multiplayer game mode. I have no one local to play this with, and the game doesn't support online. The battle mode consists of different game modes to play within the arenas from the adventure game mode, which I will be discussing further in this video. This review mainly is about the adventure mode, since it's the main aspect of the single player experience. Obviously, the game has the standard modes for racing like single race, time trials, and cup tournament. The story for this game is very simple and lighthearted, which is to be expected since it's a Crash Bandicoot game. This game allows you to play with either Team Crash, which consists of Coco, Crunch, and Crash, or Team Cortex, which consists of Jin, Tiny Tiger, and Cortex. Essentially, both teams have corresponding characters with the same stats and indicator in the menu, which choosing what character to choose based on how good you are at the game. For example, Coco is for beginners, Crash is for intermediate players, and Crunch is for experts. How I see it, choosing which character is best for each track race is what you'll end up using their stats for. Depending on what team you end up choosing, the story will be different, but the end goal is the same: beat Emperor Velo. The adventure mode has you beating 4 different worlds with 3 racetracks to beat. My biggest gripe with this format, in the racetracks in the first 2 worlds, Terra and Bahrain, are either easy or at most a little difficult. Once you get to the 3rd world, Phenomena, 2 racetracks called Clockwork Wampa and Thunderstruck threw me off guard on how difficult the racetracks were the first time playing them.
I legitimately hate this map. This map is so bad. Whoever made this map, bro, needs to fucking kill themselves. No! Finally! It's like this game pushes you to the fucking limit.
The progression of difficulty and learning the game's mechanics gradually were ruined with these racetracks being in this 3rd world. I believe the 4th world in this game, Techni, should have been swapped out with Phenomena, since the racetracks were more aligned with the progression of the game's difficulty, and the racetracks were not as difficult as Phenomena. My personal favorite track in this game is Out of Time. Provides the most fair laid out racetrack while having plenty of spots where you can show off your skills. To progress each world, you must win all 3 racetracks and beat the boss to win a key to move on forward. My personal favorite boss fight in the adventure game mode is Norm and Big Norm. They're dynamic as one person being split to 2 different bodies, showing Norm's 2 different sides of him as a person is really neat. Norm being the stubborn person he is, while Big Norm showing his innocence. After beating all 4 bosses and collecting the 4 keys, you can finally fight Emperor Velo. Emperor Velo unveiled what is beneath his citadel, his own racetrack made to compete with him. Hyperspaceway is by far the most difficult racetrack in the game. It really puts you through a test on how well you have learned the game's mechanics. Competing with Emperor Velo is no joke. He puts the other bosses to shame on how difficult he is to beat. Not only do you have to race him, but he also has 2 of his minions that you have to deal with, which isn't uncommon at all, but they use in-game abilities. You have to be near perfect while racing against him to have a chance to beat him. Emperor Velo has speed boost, bombs, and missiles to use against you, while his minions use static orbs to slow you down. You could look at this in a good way or in a bad way, but most of the race doesn't have RNG from the Emperor Velo and his minions. When you keep attempting the boss fight, you will start to notice most of all their moves are already put in place. The race against Emperor Velo is still hard, but if the race was mostly RNG based moves, the race would have been unbearable to beat. After defeating him, he won't allow you to completely defeat him unless you 100% the game. In order to 100% the game, you complete the CNK challenge and Relic race. These 2 game modes are in the 12 main racetracks. The CNK challenge consists of finding the letter CNK around the racetrack, and winning the race gets you a CNK coin. Relic races are time trial races with a twist. You are given a time to beat and crates around the racetrack that consist of 1 through 3 seconds of pause time that you can break. Winning the race under the time given gets you a relic. Each world has a unique map to win a CNK token. These unique maps were the battle arena maps. In these battle arena maps, the challenge is you must get all 20 crystals around the map within a time frame frame to win the token. Once you get all C and K tokens for a specific color, you can do a gem race. There are 4 gem races corresponding with the 4 colored C and K tokens you get. The gem races were essentially a Grand Prix. 3 racetracks you must compete in and try to get the highest placement for the most points. Whoever has the most points gathered at the end of the tournament wins the gem. Once you get all 4 gems, you unlock the last relic race in the game. Hyperspaceway being the last map, you must complete the relic race. After completing everything the adventure game mode has to offer, you can finally complete the game. You must face Emperor Vela for one last time. You would think after 100%ing the game, a rematch with the final boss would be even crazier, but you would be wrong, as the opening cutscene and the entire race stayed the same as the first time you faced him. I was very disappointed. I was hoping the race would be completely different and reworked for a new experience. The main thing that makes a racing game is the racing. Racing in this game feels stiff. The main mechanic in this game is drifting, which makes sense since most kart races focus on drifting as its main mechanic. Drifting is taken to another level. It is the only way of making the racing feel smooth. It's either drifting or hitting a speed boost. More modern kart racers today don't suffer from this, so I completely understand why it feels that way, but it doesn't have to be as bad as it is in the game. Mario Kart Double Dash, its main competitor, made their own 6th gen kart racer and it feels way better to play. Shit, Crash Team Racing felt better and played better than this game, and that came out on the prior generation to this one, which would be the PlayStation 1. I will say this, I do like the fact that you have to time your boost right, and the racing does make the game more difficult to master, but that doesn't mean it's more enjoyable. I really like the fact that you can save cutscenes and aku aku or uka uka hints. Those hints given to you over time while completing the adventure mode, being able to be savable is amazing. You can also unlock characters in the game by doing hidden challenges. As awesome as it sounds, my biggest complaint is that you can't use them in adventure mode, which is a bummer, since if I were to replay this game, I would have loved to beat the game as Polar. All the positive and negatives weigh each other out. There's nothing that impressed me or let me down in this game. I'm giving this game a 5 out of 10.